So has Bethesda forgot about the Xbox One users? The primary thing I do want to talk about in this video is actually going to be in regards to the mod file size limit for Fallout 4 on Xbox One. This has been an issue that has plagued a lot of users for a long time. You have to make a choice as to what mods to download even now. Obviously, it doesn't impact everyone. Some users do really like to only use a few mods at any given time, but a lot of other people actually like having a heavily modded game. They do have these mod options out here, a lot of great mod options, but do you really have a lot of mod options? You are extremely limited by this 2 GB file limit. The biggest curiosity here is Skyrim didn't get that on Xbox One. When Skyrim Special Edition released, it came with a 5 GB file limit. That is a much more appropriate file size. You could really have a few big mods than a ton of littler mods and still kind of have a good half gigabyte or full gigabyte of space left remaining. I think that really is a good sweet spot and would satisfy kind of everyone's concerns. Yet it doesn't seem like Bethesda has made much noise about this. They originally said they do plan on making a larger file size limit in June of 2016. That was almost 8 months ago now. Basically, they made this post called the Fallout 4 Mod Summer Roadmap, and they posted a bunch of things on it. It's actually been updated since then to add a few new things. It was actually last edited on October 18th. Regardless, we still don't have that higher file size. What's the deal, Bethesda? 8 months is a really long time. We had a whole new game release, and it doesn't seem like Microsoft is having a huge issue there. Microsoft in general seems to have been extremely receptive to mods. They were obviously the first platform out of Sony and Microsoft to actually support it, and of course they do support custom assets. On top of that, they've actually done a lot of kind of advertising that their console does have mods and stuff like that, boasting about it on different kind of media sources. And then of course the biggest piece of evidence is Skyrim Special Edition has a 5 GB file size limit. So I really doubt it's Microsoft being like, no, we don't want you to do those 3 extra gigabytes. It's really going to make a huge difference for our users. It definitely seems like this is going to be on Bethesda's side of things for whatever reason that they're not kind of upping this limit. So is it as simple as they just forgot? They just kind of were like, all right, well, we made some good money, we released a new game, made some more good money, and now we're kind of moving on to our next venture. We have seen very few updates to Fallout 4 modding, really just the whole platform from start to finish. The creation kit is in a relatively similar state to as when it released a few months ago. Bethesda.net got very minor updates. The last update that they touted about and kind of like promoted was they literally just changed the time frame for the hot files by default. Their quote was, "We're integrating a featured mods section." And I got all excited. I was like, oh, that sounds really cool. It's similar to what Nexus has. So when you log onto the site, you could see the top downloaded mods that were released over the past 7 days. This was really cool because you could see new mods that were also very high quality because a lot of people were downloading them. What we actually got was by default now, instead of the top mods being sorted by all time, the top mods were sorted by day, which we already had. Like all you had to do was just click on the drop down and you could change that by yourself. It just now it defaults to that. It's not exactly the greatest update in the world. Regardless, it really does seem like Bethesda hasn't been paying a ton of attention to Fallout 4 in general. Obviously now they are probably going to start moving on to newer and better projects. They're even walking away kind of from Skyrim Special Edition. I don't think we're going to see any more updates for either game, and I think this is a big problem, and a bigger problem than some people realize. Fallout 4 modding is going to continue to grow. We're not going to get less mods, we're only going to see further releases going forward. Fallout 4 Cascadia comes to mind. There's a lot of big mods being developed that a lot of people are like, yeah, I want to port this over to Xbox One, but can they? Right now, if you have modern firearms and like one of those green overhaul mods and a weather mod, you're almost at your file size limit. That's 3 mods, and that's really not that many mods in general. Those are kind of standard mods that you're probably going to want to use on a new playthrough, which is kind of crazy to think you really don't have that much more room beyond those. You're going to have to start making sacrifices as far as modding goes, and that's just really not something you want in a game that does tout modding as one of its biggest selling points at this point. So what do you guys think? Has Bethesda just kind of moved on? Are we getting a mod file size limit? We've heard nothing in like 6 months from them. Personally, I don't have the highest hopes, although personally I play on PC and there is no limit, so I'm really just feeling bad for Xbox users stuck in a shitty situation. If you guys did enjoy the video, let me know by leaving a comment down below. Just tell me what your opinion on this is. I'd really love to hear it. As always, I thank you guys for watching again. I do hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you all next time. Later.